All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today we'll be presenting on our project on the mechanics of bacterial cells and bacterial interactions. I'm Arnold.
I'm Ashanti.
I'm Monse.
So as an introduction, the microbiome has a key importance to our health, and its disruption, possibly caused by antibiotics, is linked to multiple diseases. Therefore, it is key to study the mechanics of bacteria due to the importance of the microbiome. Bacteria sense and respond to the mechanical forces, including a shear stress, compression, and tension, all of which can regulate the behavior of bacteria, such as in growth, movement, and gene expression. In this paper, we'll focus on how different forces affect properties of individual bacterial cells along with the biofilms as a whole, as shown in the abstract figure on the left. So shear force has a variety of effects on bacteria. Generally, multiple studies have shown that bacteria cell to other whole cell adhesion increases with rising shear stress levels. However, interestingly, if bacteria are only transiently attached upon initial contact, the attachment rate actually decreases, as seen in the study on the E. coli attaching to the urinary tract, as seen in the schematic on the left. You can see that there's dissociation of the E. coli cell as the shear stress increases. And finally, for abiotic surfaces, shear stress has a significant impact on reducing the adhesion of bacteria. Extent of that impact depends on surface properties such as the roughness of the material.
So now we're going to talk about the compression and tension effects. So when it comes to that, the overall bacterial behavior, cell growth rate, protein and data synthesis pretty much remain the same. The main focus that we talked about was the shape and how the overall bacteria behaves. So, for example, looking at E. coli, they no longer maintain the rod-like shape, specifically under a strong enough compression. And then there's important consideration during the compacting process of probiotic manufacturing. And then lastly, looking at the nanoparticles and how they can interact with the bacterial cell membrane. It can cause overstretching as well as tension, which can also ultimately lead to the death of that bacteria.
So, one important aspect of bacterial cell interactions is the physical interaction that occurs between cells. So, one of them could be steric repulsion. Steric repulsion can occur between bacterial cells due to their molecular structures and electrostatic interactions. This causes the cells to stay apart and avoid each other. It's also known to play a role in preventing the adhesion of bacteria to surfaces. Another one is bridging attraction. It's a type of interaction occurs between bacterial cells and surfaces. It also contributes to the formation stability of the biomatrix. Finally, we have depletion attraction. It's a phenomenon where particles or cells are attracted to each other in a crowded environment. It's basically known to promote the aggregation of bacterial cells. Finally, I just wanted to mention that while researchers have identified some of the molecules and particles involved in these physical interactions, there's still a lot to learn about how these interactions are initiated and regulated.
So in this overall, in this paper, we basically explore the different type of aspects of the bacterial mechanobiology, specifically different forces on bacteria and biofilms as a whole. In terms of future perspectives to mechanobiology, we could basically look into how different forces affect bacteria distinctively, as well as how they affect different bacterial species, as well as another future perspectives of mechanobiology. We can look into the health and diseases. So we have two examples to look forward to, which is the new polymer sustainable films, which can improve antimicrobial properties. So future studies with that can explore the biomechanics behind the properties and applications in terms of wound healing. And our last one is spaceflight and related to microgravity with no significant impacts of bacterial behavior. So for that one, there can be future studies that can focus on how the bacteria mechanics basically are affected under radiation stress, similar to those of space. So that basically concludes our presentation. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That's good, right?